Hey guys, welcome to the Life Short Live Free podcast. When we were recording this episode, towards the end of it, we had a catastrophic failure of our recording device. We lost all the audio, so we ended up having to use the camera audio and just kind of make it work. Obviously, the sound quality is not the best, but we didn't want to re-record it because it was such a great episode, so we just made it work, and also the end of the episode is cut off. But still a great episode. Hope you guys enjoy it.
We got our handle?
Yeah, so let's start the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're off.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freedom lovers and commies, if you happen to be listening, welcome to episode...
Fuck you if you're listening.
Welcome to episode 38 of the Life Short Live Free podcast. Got a nice little podcast lined up for you today. I can't even speak.
Wow. You just said tonight.
I thought you were lined up. No, I just can't talk. We got
Sam hit him on a stroke there for a little bit. He'll be all right later if he goes to County Road.
This is not a Saturday night episode. We're going to talk about our usual segments like we always do. We got a nice little whiskey of the week. Then we're going to unveil.
No, we don't.
We're going to unveil the kilt that I lost it wasn't really a bet.
Did you bring it? Yes, I have it sitting right behind me. I'm so excited.
It really wasn't a weight. Can I put it on and wear it?
Yes.
After it's unveiled.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent good money on that. You guys would be pissed if you didn't put it
So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna talk about the gun and ammo shortage we got going on, and a little advice to first time gun owners that are just getting in and trying to find ammo and supplies and everything for it. And then we're gonna maybe just talk about a few of the lessons learned from the Kenosha mess that is going on out there in Wisconsin. And yeah, should be a nice little episode. How are you? I'm here with myself, your host Sam. We got Johnson to my left and the hillbilly get up over there.
That's not a get up. That's how he actually dresses now.
We got the injured toad, fittingly dressed in green, and little brother Box on the other end of the table. How are you guys doing today?
Hillbilly, get up. Fuck you.
And I'm fittingly dressed in green. Thank you. I wear a different pair of pants, God forbid, with built-in suspenders, and you get mad at me.
I didn't say I was mad at you. I just said you guys.
I'd make fun of you if the suspenders weren't built in too.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you still look like
I just can't wear
I got 7 fractures in my rib cage, and he makes fun of me for it. Fucking dick.
them. What?
I make fun of you.
Well, yeah.
Don't hurt yourself all the time. And
You're the most
it's not my fault that I attract misfortune.
You're the most accident-prone person that I know.
If it was your first time breaking bones, you'd be like, "Oh, tell
That sucks, man.
Now we're just like,
we're coming up on 100.
I was gonna say.
Actually, it's right around the 40 mark, I believe.
Yeah, but the 40th incident, not the 40th bone.
No, it's the 40th one.
Oh. Well,
I'm pretty sure it's like 40 or 41.
yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just rub some dirt.
Don't you think, like, hey, maybe I should, like, take it easier? Doesn't that cross your mind ever?
What the f***'s the point of an easy life?
Yeah.
If you got an easy life, you didn't live a good
Yeah, your life is pretty awesome right now. You can't even bend over.
I tie my own shit.
You had to have Johnson air up his tire. Hey, Andrew, can you fill up my tire? I can't bend over.
I could have done it, just would have hurt.
So, I just want you to know that I think Miles will be feverishly masturbating when you put the kilt on, because he
seemed a little bit.
made a lot of comments about how excited he is.
I think
for
he
this
just wants
kilt.
to see what Sam looks like in it, so he can buy one for himself.
I think he just wants to look up it, personally.
Boy, I guess if, whatever. I don't judge.
Boy, we're really right on track.
Right out of the gate. It's like herding cats. It's freaking impossible. So yesterday we had the.
Did you ever heard of cats with 12 gauge? It's pretty easy.
I feel like that would make it much more sense.
So yesterday we had the Chad Groepper Memorial Golf Tournament. That's an 18-hole golf tournament, and it's actually it's a 4-person best ball. And this year they changed it to 8-inch cups, which you think would be like extremely easy, But our greenskeeper is a dick, so he put the
He's also a good
every one of the pins was, except on 4, was in the worst possible spot. And like if you put it and you missed, you were off the green. You were back in the rough. It was just, and they were super fast yesterday because it was so hot. Oh man, it was a doozy. We only finished with 1 under, but I think I talked about the Groepper gun last episode or maybe the one before, but like I said, always do that. That went really well. I was pleased with how that went. Ballistic Imagery, who this podcast is sponsored by, had a photo there. That went really well too. That went 550.
That was a pretty awesome photo too.
I got a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah, that was a super good photo.
Did they offer to have you talk about it before?
Yeah, but I didn't have anything to say about it. I wasn't going to be able to come on. I mean, I'm socially retarded anyway, so I was going to be able to walk up in front of 80 people and just come up with something awesome on the spot. Like, so this is a picture that I took, and I hope you guys like it. Thanks.
Right.
Socially retarded.
Well, and that's like, I don't know, that's, the photo was so fitting for the situation, for that, for that benefit and everything. It worked out perfect, and it was a really cool thing to put up to be auctioned off.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Ballistic Imagery on Facebook. He's got it up there, and it was a pretty sweet photo, definitely.
It was the one thing that I like that really caught my eye with that photo was the lighting you had on the flag, and that was like the biggest thing for me. That was like, because everything was kind of shadowed and you could see the subject in front, but then the lighting you had on the flag, it just really made that whole photo pop. It made it stand out.
I was extremely surprised to see anal beads in the photo, but it worked.
It's my signature. What can I say?
This is a little Easter egg. There's one in every photo. It's kind of like Where's Waldo? You really gotta look for it.
All right.
It wasn't rocks that he was standing by. It was a pile of anal beads.
That's the one we used, but to each your own, I guess.
A lot of them were really muddy.
Yeah. Something else was dry out there. I don't know.
I seen an ad on Facebook the other day. It was for Shields, and they didn't say what the product was. It was just a link to one of their products in an ad there, and it didn't say what it was or anything, but it looked exactly like anal beads. And there was like 100 comments on this thing. Like, what is going on here? Are you guys, what the? And I still don't know what the hell it was.
I think it was supposed to be like, I think I saw the same thing. I think it was supposed to be like a chew toy for a dog or something like that.
I can see that.
That would make more sense, I guess.
You know those?
It's multi-purpose. It's a pull starter cord for your dishwasher.
Do you know those? It's like a Nillabone, but it's got the balls on each end, so you can be able to throw it for your dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I read a deal on Facebook one time. This guy came home and his wife had like 3 of them laid out on a table, and he thought they were sex toys. And he walks into his wife and he's like, "So, what are these?" She's like, "They're dog chew toys, you asshole."
Well, shit.
He's like, "Oh."
Has the dog chewed on them yet? Is the most important. If not, we're still good to go.
I feel like the option is still on the table.
So why don't we move right along to the whiskey of the week? I'm kind of excited to get to learn this Kilt. Should we do the Kilt?
Oh, gee.
I think we should do the whiskey before the Kilt.
All right, let's get to this. Johnson, why don't you tell us about the whiskey?
So, but if you would play the sound clip.
Whiskey of the week.
This week is Tin Cup, and it's an American whiskey.
That's horrible.
I've had it before. It's not like.
Am I the only one here that hasn't had this?
Probably.
No,
yes.
I don't believe it. There's a possibility. I don't recall it.
So it's. I think it's made in Colorado.
Could be.
I'm not gonna lie. The
Yep.
label just
Okay.
screams dog shit.
So, Tin Cup whiskey is a blend of 2 great American whiskeys, each aged in number 3 charred oak barrels. High rye bourbon, distilled and aged in Indiana, is blended with a small amount of Colorado single malt whiskey. Are then cut. These whiskeys are then cut with Rocky Mountain, named for the Colorado mining pioneers and the tin cups from which they drank their whiskey. So. That's what this is named for, is the tin cups that the miners drank their whiskey out of.
Oh, but the miners drank nothing but the finest. So
Right.
this has gotta be good.
Right. So
There's a reason.
These
the reason
actually-
they make the whiskey rot gut.
Yeah. So these actually, like, if you get a new bottle of Tin Cup, they come with like a little stainless shot glass on the top. That is at my house because I already started drinking this, but it's not fantastic.
Well, hey, don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me. Let me check it out.
I would say yes. This is going to be cheating having ice in
But
our
it's not going to be
glasses.
good enough to go on the podium.
But
so
it's
it doesn't
still
matter.
it's still not going to be.
Yeah, technically, what we should do from now on is sample the whiskey and then put ice.
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah.
because that's how we did the first.
But since we know this will
30
be
episodes.
awful.
It's not. I don't think that it's awful. I wouldn't say that it's awful. I would put it right in the middle. Like it's right in the meat and potatoes of all the whiskeys that I've tried. I do too. Big fan of meat and potatoes, as a matter of fact. But I don't. It's definitely not gonna knock off any.
Let's dig in.
Oh, come on.
So,
Do it right, John.
Didn't have to do that with my phone the last time. Just make
Yeah,
it-
because it was a screw top.
time.
The screw top.
Here you go.
So, Johnson, why don't you see what the news is like?
We should learn like proper whiskey tasting etiquette.
We would have to get proper glasses for that.
Hey, these
I'm fine with that.
What's wrong with
These are highball glasses.
Well, I know, but they're not like an official whiskey tasting glass. They have like a weird brown, bigger bottom.
Well, that smells like my broken ribs are going to burn even more, so I drink it.
I didn't hear you go.
So
that's. I guess yeah.
Oh, that'll.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that'll wait until he.
Yeah.
That'll wait until he takes a drink.
If you guys haven't figured out by now, since this is what, episode 38.
Yeah.
I don't really like whiskey all that much.
Yeah.
Very few that I enjoy.
You're on the wrong
And they're
podcast.
all Irish whiskeys.
Good Irish.
It doesn't
Yeah, I
smell.
know.
Well, Irish or Scotch.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You know what's funny?
On ice, it's not bad.
Right. Like I said, it's gonna be right in the middle. I don't expect it to take over any podium spots, but
I think that gets the number one spot.
it's definitely better than 10 high. You know.
Oh, that goes without saying.
That,
Pretty much anything goes better.
3 out of 4 would drink again.
Yeah.
I give it a 3.
Oh, now you're rating out of 4 instead of 5. You're really your rating system is all sorts of f***ed up, bud.
The last time I had it.
Which one of these yahoos thought 1 out of 5 is better than 5 out of 5?
I think Johnson.
Well, yeah. 1 out of 5. It's number 1. If you give it a 1 rating, it's number 1.
I changed my mind. It's terrible.
I don't think it's that bad. It might be because I just had that cocoa or that coffee beer or whatever
Yeah.
before.
It's
Pretty smooth.
It's definitely
at least
drinkable on ice.
on ice, yeah.
Yeah.
I got no issues with it.
I'm
No.
sure if I took a shot, I'd probably want to throw it up, but
That's
Yeah.
what my experience pretty much was.
Yeah.
What's Don been drinking lately? It's like Southern Comfort Amaretto or some shit. A shot of that.
Yeah, they call it what do they call it? A fuck you or
Either way, it's nasty.
a ass kicker. I think it's an ass
Yeah.
kicker.
that sounds right.
Gross.
New, thank you.
Every time I think of Amaretto, I think of that episode of that 70s show where Fez found a bottle of it in the cabin. He sniffs it and he's like, tastes it. Ooh, liquid candy. And he drinks like stalls the whole bottle.
Well,
So we're moving on.
while we're still sampling this whiskey, unveil. I'm kind of excited to see this.
There might be some listeners out there that are unfamiliar. If you haven't listened to our other segments called Gears and Beers that we do every other Wednesday night, somehow I don't remember how we got on the topic that we should have Sam wear a kilt or something.
I think Miles suggested.
I'm not sure how we got on the topic.
You know, that wouldn't surprise me. If
Right.
Miles
Just
suggested
as his end game all along.
Right.
We told everyone that if we got 20 shares on that viewing, then we'd do a photo shoot with Sam in a kilt. And sure enough, I may have drug out the podcast just a little bit long so we could get those 20 shares, but we got the 20 shares.
I'm fairly certain that James just shared it like 6 times.
Probably.
Yeah, I remember that because we were like,
Creating fake
oh, no, we
accounts.
only got like 12 shares. You got to get some more if you want to see Sam in a kill.
Yeah, and it went from like 12 to 28 in like 45
And
seconds.
everybody wants to see Sam in a kilt.
So
Not everyone.
A little bit of time passed, and I got the feeling that Sam would just keep forgetting to order himself a kilt. So I took it upon myself to seek out and buy Sam a kilt. And
You know, and
kilts
that's
are
Did you get
not
his
cheap.
sizes right? I mean,
Honestly, it's probably too small for him.
Oh, super. I can wear a fucking miniskirt.
good.
At I mean, you could. It was because they're handmade, and it kept asking you. It asked you how long you wanted them made. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it like 17 inches long because you're supposed to wear them up to like your belly buttons. So it'd be like halfway down your thighs. But I was like, no, then he won't actually wear it.
What's Sam wearing under his kilt? Those are his balls.
So I actually tried to get you something that you might actually wear. So we're gonna unveil that right now. Sam hasn't seen that. These guys haven't seen it yet. I'm the only one that's seen it.
I'm super excited.
It's
Pretty excited.
gonna be like a tartan tattoo with a kilt with a bunch of pockets.
Alright, let's see this thing. Let's see this thing. And I can feel it walking.
Oh my god!
That is American as
That is awesome.
Oh, I
Dude,
love it.
super bright.
Red,
Alright.
white, blue, stars and stripes and everything.
Oh my god! It's
Isn't that
incredible.
fantastic?
It is incredible.
It's like heavy material.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's like
No.
that thing is like. Oh my god!
It's
That's
not
like heavy
high
nylon. Yeah, that's badass.
Well, I guess I'll be wearing this bad boy at the.
Go put it on right now.
Put it on.
Alright, you guys hold the fort
You
down.
got it?
Oh yeah, dude, that is incredible.
I agree. It took me a while to find one. I mean,
Did you find it like on Etsy or something?
So do I gotta wear it correctly and with the whole commando
I don't
or?
give a shit what you do. I just
No,
want
please wear boxers under it.
Yeah, it probably stinks a little
Well,
bit.
I'm behind the camera, so I'm just gonna change right here.
No, it wasn't. It's not that easy. The place I ordered this from, the invoice that they sent me was numbered 66.
So okay, yeah.
And after I ordered it,
I'm really kind of surprised that they've sold that many. Well, I suppose they don't only do that pattern of kilt.
oh no,
they
absolutely
have
not.
they have all kinds of custom made kilts. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a whole lot. But I didn't know this when I first bought it. I thought it was.
Ooh.
Oh wow, it comes all the way undone. I
Oh,
thought
look at that.
I thought it was an American-based company. I tried finding one that was, and I was led to believe that it was. But then I got tracking information from it, and apparently it came from Pakistan.
I made this in
I was
Pakistan.
pretty upset about that. It looks like it's going to be pretty tight on over there, Sam.
What is going on?
You're supposed to wear it at your
There
belly
you
button,
go.
I think.
We're gonna have to do some modifications.
What I was thinking when I first got this, he's going to look like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Sam, you're gonna have to hike it up higher.
I think you've got it on backwards, but the split's supposed to be behind you.
Well, it's not working. It's too. I can't get the fucker on.
Well, it has belt loops on it. You can wear a belt.
They emailed me about which side the
About the proper.
yeah, because they're like, is it for a male or a female?
No, you gotta have.
They say kilt is supposed to be closed on the right side for men.
Well, either way, it's too.
So
32 is
stars
not
are
even
supposed to be on
close.
the
'Cause I
back.
wore a 32 pant.
Well, I ordered 32.
It ain't even close. It ain't even
I
close.
thought it might be sized a little small because
We're gonna have to do some modifications, but
Just wear a belt with the damn thing.
Suck it in, man. You need one of those
Suck it
things.
in.
What are those things that suck your torso in?
You can't. I can't suck. It's way too. It's
We're gonna have. Well, now it's way too big.
yeah, but it's better than being too small because I can't put the damn thing on if it's too small.
Suck it in. Come on, you can do it.
No.
No, dude, I tried. I tried like lifting it up to his titties and
Maybe. Do you guys know any seamstresses that we could have stretch it out?
yeah, my mom can fix it for sure.
Perfect.
For sure.
You're that
Pretty excited about that.
gals can do it.
Is this thing
Don't
supposed?
sit down. Get up there in the corner and maybe.
Is this thing supposed to be in the front?
No, on your right. The seam is supposed to be on your right side.
It's supposed to be closed on the right side. Yeah.
Like this?
Nope. It's supposed to be closed on the right side. You got it right. Yeah.
All right.
Just like that.
What do you
That
think?
looks so good.
You can't see it. You
That
can't
is.
see it.
I mean, you don't look as girly as I thought you would. You can kind of see it. Yeah. It's.
Where's the?
That's pretty fucking American. I'm not gonna.
I told you it was American.
Bring
but
do a little spin so you can at least get the stars on the camera. Look at that. Jeez.
Yeah.
You should totally wear that to the last night of league golf.
I tried to get him to wear it for the
I
tournament.
think you should wear it every
yesterday,
goddamn
but he
day.
wasn't having
Why
it.
didn't you try it on, Box, so you knew that it was?
You know, Box,
Because they're fatter than me.
I was
think it
just gonna
mattered.
say that it would probably fit Box.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some serious modifications to this bad boy.
Oh, that's all right. I'm pretty sure my mom can handle
I think we're
Getting
getting
you-
some pretty awesome pictures with that, especially when Sam has nothing but a mustache on his face.
Yeah. So mid-September. Mid-September, I'm going to farm.
That's a couple weeks.
I'll probably what my mom will probably do is probably get you like some elastic
Well, Johnson, what we could do.
buttons. So you'll have like a button from here with a piece of elastic and a button here.
Why don't we just put two new buttons right here? Like just.
Well, we
like
could
this,
do that as well.
That just snaps right there. And
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, easily fixable, folks.
Easily
fixable.
Yeah.
So
yeah, button that fucking thing. I don't want to see it fall off.
How is the airflow, Sam? Is it comfortable? Tell us about your first.
You know, I've never worn a skirt before.
That's a
How
lie.
about
That's a lie.
How about a kilt?
It's not. It's very freeing. I guess there's a lot of airflow in there.
Yeah, take your fucking skivvies off and tell me how freeing it is.
Well, I think you guys are probably glad I didn't take the skivvies off because
I'm very
the
happy.
thing don't fit.
I'm very happy. I'm just saying. I
If you'd
think.
have reenacted that scene from Braveheart, we might have had to shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you guys don't know Sam, he wears swimming trunks pretty much all the time.
They're board shorts, Pox. Get it right.
I told him, he didn't believe me, but I told him that I could foresee this kilt taking over his trunks for lounging around the house, working out in the office, just because they're so comfortable. Is it comfortable, Sam?
Well, I can't really tell. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but I'm gonna have to get it fitted correctly before I can really.
Yeah, that's true.
Before I can really make it.
But I do think you're right though. Like
He's not going to admit it, but we're going to come over unannounced one time. He's going to be sitting on the couch with nothing but the kilt on.
Yeah,
I can
and
see it
like
now.
through the summer months, he always has board shorts on, always, and
He's going to grow to love them.
I think he will.
Here in a couple years, he's going to own nothing but kilts.
He's gonna own 4 different.
Next time I go to
kilts.
Scotland, I'll bring you back an authentic one. How's that?
What if it like? What's like the traditional kilt fabric? Is it like a waxed canvas?
I couldn't tell you.
It's like it was actually wool at one point,
Yeah.
I think, but it's like tartan colored, I mean, if you wore that in Scotland, they'd probably beat you to death with one of those gigantic poles they throw around.
Yeah, well, I'd fucking strangle him with my American flag and be like, "Fuck you."
He even got a nice handy dandy cargo pocket on it.
Yeah,
I can fit cookies
How
or
many AR mags do you think you can fit in there?
whatever you want in there.
I can fit 2 pounds of bacon in this.
I bet I could fit 3 or 4 AR mags in that bad boy. Or maybe a small
That could
handgun.
be your new range outfit now.
There you
Small
go.
handgun.
You don't even
could fit
need
in
a
that.
battle belt.
That's
You
like
just got a
fucking USPSA fucking regulation kilt.
Oh yeah, I'll rock this.
regulation kilt. Excuse me, sir, is that kilt regulation?
I'll whip this bad boy out at the in our get together here, and that's coming up in less than a month now, fellas.
Yeah,
Is it?
I have been.
Is it September 1st yet? No, or is it the 31st today?
Today is the
30th.
Tomorrow's the 31st.
Yeah, I have been working feverishly to get the grounds prepared. I don't want to fall behind and like everybody show up and be like, "Wow, your yard looks like shit, Andrew." So
Yeah.
the range. Well, the biggest thing is we haven't shot in quite a while. We haven't used the range in a while, and it's been so goddamn dry. I haven't needed to mow my yard in 2 or 3 months.
I don't remember the last time I was
Right. So I had all these weeds. I had like a few button weeds and a shitload of milkweeds and some thistles that were growing up, 1.5 2 foot tall. And I just had them popping up randomly throughout the yard. And I was like, weeds, who cares? Boy, I even put a brand new set of blades on the old mower. And it was like every frickin' weed, I still had to like stop and back up and like get to the end of the weed. You had to like go for it, knock it over, and get to the end of the weed, and then like back up while you were chopping the whole. It was, and so like the normal yard, it wasn't that bad. I had a few weeds out in the yard, but the range and everything, all that stuff is like nothing but brome grass and weeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
This shit was 3 feet tall everywhere. The entire thing was 3 feet tall. And then I had like milkweeds and water hemp and all kinds of shit that was like 5 to 6 feet tall. I'm trying to knock this shit down and mow all this shit down. I mowed for 4 days. I mowed for 4 days getting this shit all hacked down. And then I finally today, I got the string trimmer and the chainsaw out and started hacking a bunch of shit down. But I've got good spots for people if they want to camp. I know Wade said he was bringing a camper, so I've got a good flat spot for him bringing a camper. But yeah, it's been kind of a ordeal making sure I have everything ready for everybody. I'm trying to get a big, nice fire pit built so that away from the house, so when the kids are sleeping and stuff, people want to be loud and hang out and have a fire and hoot and holler. They can do that without disrupting the kids' sleep. So trying to get all of that prepared and everything ready for everybody to be there. So that should be a good time.
I think we're gonna have a good amount of people there.
Yeah. So that's
Not
like
too many, but not like 4 people or like, oh shit, this is a total waste.
yeah. No, and that's why I'm trying to get ahead of the game and try and get everything prepared because I don't want people to be like, well, this sucks. There's nowhere to build a fire. There's nowhere to hang out because we want to drink after we shoot and camp out and whatever.
So we will have a keg.
Yeah.
Sponsored. That's going to be sponsored by Northwest Iowa Firearms, who is also providing machine guns.
Yes. Which is going to be awesome.
Those are not, you can't partake in both of those.
Actually,
At the same
the
time.
rule is going to be if you're going to shoot the machine gun, you have to do a keg stand just right before you shoot the machine gun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
15 seconds.
Suddenly, I no longer want to come to the meetup.
Yeah.
No. Once the shooting is done and the booze starts flowing, we're gonna put the guns away.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. I think we're not gonna allow any alcohol. We're not gonna tap the keg. We're not gonna allow any alcohol while the range is hot. I think we're gonna make sure that the range is cold and everyone's done shooting for the night before we tap the keg and before we allow anybody to drink it at all. So. We do want to make sure that safety is a number one priority there. But I do want to make sure that the grounds are ready for everybody. And I am working on kind of a little fire pit area and kind of a little lounge area, make sure that everybody's comfortable and if everybody wants to hang out and camp and have tents and hang out around a bonfire and drink and stuff after we're done shooting, that I want to have a good place for that. So.
I might end up crashing off there too.
Yeah.
If you guys are unaware of what we're talking about, we're having a meetup here on the 26th of September, and the details are in our Facebook group, the Short-Lived Free Facebook group, where the event is posted, and you can RSVP, which we would really appreciate if you RSVP so you know what to expect. We think we're going to have a good amount of people there. It's going to be a good time. So if you want to get in on it, get in there.
And for those of you who have RSVP'd, maybe, please try and figure it out to see if you can truly come or not. Because we have like 30 people going, 30 people that are maybe, and 0 people that are not able to go. So all of those people that have said maybe, like please try and figure out if you can make it or not.
So we don't expect 30 and have 70 show up.
Right. We're really trying to make this fun for everyone, and we want to make sure that we have enough food for everyone. If we're having to get spotted pots and things like that, we want to make sure we don't need 2 spotted pots, or we just want to make sure that we have enough amenities for everyone that truly wants to attend. So if you are one of those people who have RSVP'd, maybe please try. Within a couple weeks or at least a week before the event starts, please try and figure out if you can truly come or not and change your RSVP to yes or no. It would definitely
yes or no.
It would definitely help us out, in judging what we need as far as food and amenities and things like that.
And if you're on the fence, we're going to have a little shooting competition. Whether that'll be kind of a 3-gun style, 2-gun styling. Shotguns, pistols, ARs. There'll be a small buy-in fee, maybe $5-10, and probably pay out to the top 1 or 2, maybe probably 2. Should we pay out to the top 2?
I think we should pay out the top 3. I think we should pay out.
I think it depends on how many people they actually have.
I think if we have if we have 8 people, if we can do an 8-person if we can do an 8-person bracket, I think we'll pay out the podium, pay out the top 3.
You guys aren't gonna have to worry about me kicking your ass because my red will have healed enough by then.
All right.
Anybody or anything.
Well, shucks. I was looking so forward to competing with you head to head.
And losing, yeah, I know.
Also, we're gonna have machine guns and possibly a 50 cal if we can figure out how to safely.
Not a 50 cal machine gun. Don't get confused.
No.
We wish, but no.
Right.
This is a 50 cal ferret, and no, I didn't mispronounce that. It's kind of like Barrett, but it's
a ferret.
It's a ferret.
So yeah, and then after that, we're gonna have some chow, some fires, tap the keg, have a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe bring a guitar out or something. Who knows? Maybe strippers and cocaine. We'll see where the night takes us.
Maybe.
I'm trying to get I have a semi-decent pile of firewood going. I'm trying to increase the size of the firewood pile that I have. So I'm trying to
Bring your truck to my house.
Oh, I've got plenty of wood there. It just needs cut and split. Is the big thing. So I'm trying to make sure that I have, well, like I said, a place where everybody can just hang out afterwards and drink beer, have a fire, and have a good time. So I'm trying to get a good fire pit going for everybody. I think overall the event is going to be a super good time between the shooting competition and just being able to have everybody out and just kind of dicking around on the range and shooting a little bit, and then being able to have some good food and have a couple of drinks and just talking with everybody. It should be a really good time.
Absolutely. Well, should we move on, everyone? We talked about the event, I think, for the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Some people probably have a good idea.
Hey,
if you want to know more, just go join our Facebook group.
We're excited about it, okay?
I understandable. I want to talk about it too.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's starting to really hurt to sit here like this, so move on.
And if you're concerned about ammo, as far as the machine guns, they will be available to purchase through Northwest Iowa Firearms.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there is unless you've been living under a rock, there's an ammo and gun shortage.
Yeah.
Going on.
Wait, what? No way.
Since about
about the time the corn shortage started.
Yeah.
The corn shortage?
Coin
shortage, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't find
About
ammo. 9mm, 323, and all the popular ones are gone.
Yeah. I think one of the most surprising cartridges that has been super available is 308.
Yeah.
I can find 308 anywhere.
Yep.
There was a Baumgars, Fleet Farm, 308.
How about 6.5 Creedmoor?
Yeah. I still see it.
I guess I haven't really looked. I don't think it's as available as 308.
Remember, I think we had a conversation not that long ago about this exact situation, and I said 308 because it's going to be more available than 6.5.
Yep.
So if the fellow was smart, he'd be buying the shit out here later.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was. I remember bringing that topic up about 308 versus 6.5 and what's going to be more available and things like that, and I think if it were 10 years from now, 6.5 Creedmoor.
It'll be different.
Yeah, for sure. But you're absolutely right. As of right now, 308 is absolutely more available than 6.5 Creedmoor. I have gone to a couple of different Baumgars, Fleet Farm, and where else? Shields, and they all had 308 stuff. And some of them are obviously very high dollar hunting grounds and things like that, but like Fleet Farm had like 10, 12 different brands and different types of ammo, different boxes of ammo available, and multiple boxes of every type.
But generally, I guess the biggest thing is right now is the normal rounds 9mm 223.
9 and 223, yeah, it's
absolutely gone.
Impossible.
I got people calling my little store. Well, I don't sell ammo. I don't sell guns. I got people calling me asking if I got shit. And if you've lived through this shit before, this happened back in. Well, this happens every election year. But most notably, it happened back in 2013 after the Sandy Hook shooting, and it was, you couldn't buy nothing. Shit was
was gone. So those of us who lived through that, or those of us who were
Survivors.
kind of smart ones, have stocked up a little bit.
died because I didn't have enough ammo.
So I got a fairly good little nest egg of it in the house. That I
It's actually very small considering compared to a lot of people.
yeah, but I mean I have enough.
Oh no,
Several thousand of
I
each
agree.
each
Some
caliber.
people have like 50,000
Right.
rounds. They're like, oh, I'm running out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got a reloader.
Need to buy another 55-gallon drum full of 223.
I got my reloader set up and I'm cranking out 100 gun rounds a night. You know.
I really wish I could do that, by the way. Buy a 55-gallon drum full of 223 ammo. That'd be fucking incredible.
Somebody wants to sponsor us with a 55-gallon drum of 220.
Like,
we'll gladly accept.
Yeah, I've seen it for sale before, and it's like,
Yeah.
just get a chub
For a
thinking about
pallet.
being able to afford. Can you just imagine somebody showing up with 55-gallon drums full of ammo at your house, like 223 and 9mm, just dropping off drums of ammo? I would
I remember one time when
feverishly masturbate to that at night. That night that I got it.
I remember one time when the shooting shop was in Kingsley before we relocated to Hanford.
Yeah.
And I was over there every day after work, you know. Bob goes, "Oh, can you help me unload this pallet?" I was like, "Yeah, what is it?" "Oh, so and so, a couple of guys I know from town bought Barrett M107s from 50 cal rifles. They bought 1,500 rounds of 50 cal ammo, and it came in on a pallet in these fucking boxes, and I'm like, I know how much the gun costs, and I know how much the ammo costs, and I'm just like mind blown that these two guys that I know bought this fucking shit."
Yeah.
So basically, we kind of wanted to touch on things that there's a lot of new gun buyers right now.
Tons.
Actually, all the ammo or the gun sales that have been going on in the last few months are driven by new gun buyers. This is not people who already own a bunch buying more shit. This is new gun buyers.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing that like it's not like super election. Like this whole thing didn't start from election fear, and like you said, you know, existing gun owners buying a shitload more guns. I know that's happened, you know, and that is going on, but the shortage as far as like guns being out of stock and ammo being just gone and components being gone, that's another thing that's huge, you know, as primers and powder and bullets. Components for making ammo is disappearing at a quick rate. But yeah, it's definitely like I think the riots around the country and just the general civil unrest throughout the country is driving the purchase of a ton of new guns to a ton of new gun owners.
So we got all these new gun owners, and everybody wants to get out shooting and do their training and these things, and they can't because they can't find ammo. So we kind of wanted to do a little segment. We've lived through this shit before, back in, like I said, 13, 14.
Yep.
And some advice for new gun buyers about whether acquiring ammo or training or self-defense laws. You know, what's so funny?
I just caught on to you saying and it's about every other word at this point, Sam, and I can't ignore it now. Now the viewers, our listeners, aren't going to be able to ignore you.
So Johnson, what's your word of advice to whether on any of those subjects the first time gun buyers?
Well, I think that
capitalize on those numbers.
I'm gonna punch that. Real short, man.
I think that if I had to pick one piece of advice that I could give to new gun buyers at this point in time is probably buy your carry ammo, buy as much of it as you can afford to purchase, practice with that ammo, and be ready. Just, you know, if you're purchasing a new handgun, you know, you're worried about rioters coming into your neighborhood and yada yada, and you've got sorry about the on box. But you've purchased this new pistol. It's a 9mm. You can't find 9mm, and a lot of new gun owners don't look for range ammo and 115 grain full metal jacket. They're not looking for that in bulk anyway. But they can't find a 50 round box of it either, even if they're not looking for it in bulk. So ask an employee of where you're purchasing ammo, what they think is a good option for self-defense ammo or home defense ammo, and do some research online as well. But buy as much of that ammo as you can afford to purchase. Make sure your gun runs with it, and just be prepared to use it. That's the biggest thing, is getting that training and making yourself prepared. Just buying the gun doesn't automatically make yourself prepared to use that gun. So get the ammo that you can get, that you need to get for personal protection or home defense, and train with that ammo. I think is probably one of the biggest things that you can do right now.
I think number one would be, obviously, you got to learn firearm safety. Familiarize with the rules and the gun itself.
Don't point your gun at someone, whether it's loaded or unloaded, unless you intend to shoot them.
Yes.
A lot of people, for some reason, firearm safety is really difficult for some people to grasp, and I don't understand it. So figure out what they are, familiarize with them, and follow them.
Toad's poking me because I was shining my flashlight at Sam around here.
And I think gun safety, top of the list, 100%.
Yeah, that's something that, like,
that's not. We're not saying this isn't like firearm safety. If you're unfamiliar with firearms, it's not like hunter safety course where like, oh, we just want you to be safe. No, these are fundamentals that every gun owner needs to know, and they are the driving force behind all of your training and everything that you do with your firearm. It's not just oh, these are some guidelines. This is how you be safe.
Yeah,
no,
there's like
everything you do with it.
And that's another thing is, like, even if you're on the internet, you can look at memes based on firearm safety. You know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about trigger discipline. Don't put your finger on the trigger or in the trigger guard of any firearm that you own until you're ready to fire. Like, there are memes all over the internet just based on trigger discipline. So if you don't think that the basic 4 rules of firearm safety are an important thing, you're way off base. You need to reevaluate the whole situation. So
and the other thing is learn from this shortage, because back in 2013 we thought, shit, this ain't ever gonna come back. God, I'm gonna be stuck without ammo, and then sure as shit it came back, and we called them the salad days. The last 6 years, shit was so available. You can go in and buy shit.
Unbelievable.
Just great. So those of us, that paid attention, stocked up a little bit. I don't have a huge stockpile, but it's enough that I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And so just ride it through, get the ammo when you can, and know that shit's gonna come back eventually. And when it does, stock up.
Yeah.
So something just along the same lines of this that I've been thinking of lately is, what about the people that aren't gun owners, don't intend to be gun owners or anything like that? Say in November, shit just goes over the edge, things collapse. I'm not just saying like the economy or anything. Say civil war breaks out or something. Say there's only a couple of months, we only have a couple of months before things blow up and shit gets really violent everywhere.
Yeah.
What should people that are completely unfamiliar with the world of self-defense and violence and guns and stuff like that, what should they do?
Find a friend that has a gun and ask them for help.
Well, yes.
Try to absorb as much knowledge as you can in that short amount of time. You need to learn. It's hard to say because, gun safety isn't something that's just learned overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It takes repetitions and practice and, constant vigilance to be safe with firearms.
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's 4 rules that are pretty basic. You follow those 4 rules,
Right.
that's really basic.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy for new gun owners to not
bypass
even know
it.
know that their finger's on the trigger or something like that.
Right.
or to
Tiny
be
stuff.
or to be like, hey, something's wrong with this gun,
Yeah.
And just flag people. But yeah, that's super tough to even think about. Like,
I think in this day and age, I mean, the way things are looking, and nobody knows which way things are going to swing.
Right,
But
yeah.
if they do swing to the absolute worst, I think you should figure out how to survive, how to avoid everything. That's the number one rule. That should be, if you want to survive, that should be your mission.
Avoid any human contact that you can.
You don't insert yourself into these violent situations. Don't be like, oh, there's a protest here. I'm going to go and look from 100 yards away. That's a safe distance.
No.
It's a stupid idea.
Stay home.
Stay away from these violent situations and just keep yourself out of it.
Yeah. And that's something that's, to me, should be implemented now. Not just
absolutely.
Not just when shit gets real bad.
No,
I think that should happen.
Shit's
now.
already real
People
bad.
are
It's
yeah.
the worst. I mean,
It's just these. I don't know. And I don't want to get into politicizing and doing things like that. It's just avoid confrontation. Protect yourself and your property and your loved ones. That is it. You are not trying to be a hero. Don't get yourself in situation. The biggest thing I think is to not put yourself in that situation where you would need to defend yourself.
on the same side of that, though, there's people that are being put in that situation with no fault of their own. Like
Absolutely.
That couple at that restaurant that got surrounded by all those people, raise your fist in the air. The last people I saw raising a hand in the air like that were Nazis.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that in any way, shape, or form. But I'm saying, just avoid any scenario where, and you're absolutely right. That was no fault of their own that they were put in that scenario. They were going out to dinner and just enjoying themselves and just relaxing. But
if there was a nearby protest, again, avoid.
Right. Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen in this day and age. Yeah. Oh God, I really wanted you to that restaurant.
See, he's really enjoying the kilt already.
You're enjoying it too.
Stand up over there. I want to get a picture and we'll post it to the Facebook page.
Hey,
he's got his leg hanging out and everything. He's
something else. We really took a hard curveball here.
Well,
That is something else.
that is interesting.
Thank you. But back to things first time gun owners can do. As far as if you need an ammo, just be vigilant online. Go to AmmoSeek, gunbot.net. Those types of.
I think that's do online research. That's a big thing as a new gun, because and a lot of us seasoned gun guys, we know of AmmoSeek and we know of Mid-South Shooter Supply and all these places that have bulk ammo, and we can, like AmmoSeek, where we can find places to buy ammo or bulk ammo, or even just boxes of 20, boxes of 50, but at a decent price. And we know about these sources, but a lot of those people don't. This is their first soiree into the gun industry, and they don't know any of that stuff. So, if you know a new gun owner, or if you're related to someone who is just purchasing their first firearm, or you're friends with somebody who's purchasing their first firearm in this time and are a little afraid, and that's why they're purchasing a firearm. Help them out. Don't berate these people. Don't talk down to them because they don't know what the hell they're doing or what the hell they're talking about. Help these people. That's a huge thing as far as a Second Amendment community that we can do to help grow our community, is get these people
Don't be an asshole.
Right. Get these people interested, and these people are buying out of not necessarily the best situation. So at least try and help them. Try and encourage them to get training, or encourage them to go to the gun range, and help in any way that you can. That's going to be way more beneficial than berating these people for just purchasing at payment.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I noticed about that, did you guys want to talk about this more?
Go ahead.
That Kenosha Kyle had really good discipline.
Well, yeah, and that's like I was saying earlier. Like the memes that come out of gun safety. And especially trigger discipline. That's a huge thing.
Because you might not think, my finger's just hanging in there. Well, you bump your finger on a table, or your gun on a table where your finger's even close to that thing, like index that thing along the slide or something.
Hope it's on safe.
Yeah. Unless you're shooting a Glock, because they don't have safeties.
Sam, do you want to segue right into the next topic here?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on it, and we're quite. My tiny little nipples off the We're getting close to an hour, so I just wanted to touch on this real quick. I think this actually segues fairly decent. We were talking about avoiding these situations.
Avoiding, not invoiding.
Whatever. I thought I said avoiding.
They still go to get fucking
But avoiding these situations, and I think that there's a lot of things that could be learned here. He could have avoided the entire thing if he was just, but it happened. It is what it is. I think ultimately he will be freed, and he will be not convicted of any of these things.
He'll get a weapons charge. I can just about guarantee that.
For what?
Being a minor, he'll get a charge.
You can have a minor. He did not. His employer or whoever that business he was protecting, he did not cross the state line. That gun was given to him by the business owner that he was protecting.
Regardless, he was a minor in possession of
it doesn't matter. A minor can be in possession. A minor can be gifted a rifle. It's 100% legal.
Regardless, I think he will get a weapons charge. I think it'll be a misdemeanor, and he'll get a weapons charge. He'll get charged for something that'll be a misdemeanor and a slap on the wrist out of this whole ordeal. But I don't think the murder charges will.
No, they definitely won't. And I disagree. They'll get a weapons charge. But that's neither here.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But the biggest thing is
I'm not a
we were
lawyer.
talking about staying out of situations, bad situations. And, and not just Kyle. Like that shit happened to him. And he defended his life. He was justified in the first shooting. I think that's pretty clear.
Absolutely.
And when he was running down the street, they were shouting after him and running after him, and hey, he just shot somebody. So then the other fellas that he shot were attacking him. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They don't know that he just defended his life. All they know that, he shot somebody. So they go and attack him. Which, first off, why in the fuck are you attacking somebody with an AR that they said just shot somebody?
Right.
Like, what planet are you on that you think a skateboard trumps an AR?
So, and there's a lot of talk, so the whole internet is divided on this whole situation. And there's a lot of people saying that, the first guy, obviously, I haven't even heard much in terms of defense of the first gentleman that he shot. Well, I can't even call him a gentleman. The first dipshit that he shot that was chasing him down, and there was obviously a gunshot prior to him shooting. Yeah.
He turned around after the first gunshot.
But all of that, I haven't heard a lot of defense in that person's, corner. But the other two people who tracked him down later, the guy with the skateboard and the guy with the Glock. Those two.
The third guy too,
but those two that he shot, the guy that he missed.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy with the skateboard and the guy with the Glock, I haven't heard. The only thing I have heard is, they were just trying to stop an active shooting.
And that very well may have been their mindset.
That may have been their mindset, but highly doubt it. So if you look at the people that were present, in the situation, it was this kid, obviously, and the people who were, defending businesses. There was a lot of other people that were there and armed and defending businesses and things like that. And I think that if somebody who would have tackled him, knocked him down, tried to disarm him, or have shot him, right? So any of the things that these people tried to do, had any of them been a concealed carry holder, I think it would have ended completely differently. And you could say, yes, this person was trying to stop an active shooter.
The guy wasn't, well, not legal, but he was concealed carrying.
Right. What I'm saying is, an upstanding citizen with a concealed carry permit trying to stop bad things from happening. None of the people who tried to stop him were good, upstanding citizens trying to stop bad things from happening.
The guy with the Glock was a convicted felon, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
What I'm saying is, the people who were trying to stop him were not good people, and they were just pieces of shit in the riot trying to stop him.
Yes and no, but
he just shot somebody. We're in a.
Let's not devolve into that kind of thinking. They may have, yes, they had a past, but that doesn't mean that they're absolutely horrible people. Maybe
it doesn't mean that they were absolutely horrible people, but I truly believe that the only reason they were down there is because they were trying to do things that were illegal in the first place. They were trying to riot and loot and do bad things. That's the only reason they were involved in that situation, and that's the only reason they were down there.
You're probably correct, but my point was that even if they were good people, and you see a guy running down the street with an AR being chased by a mob, they're saying, hey, he just shot somebody. Even if it was a good person and put him down, they still would have been in the wrong. Because that was wrong. He has a right to defend his life.
I don't know, and that's where you could argue. Because are they in the wrong if you're stopping someone that you believe is an active shooter?
But you have no proof.
If you believe, I know, but if
you're still in the wrong. You were still.
How do they have no proof?
Bad evidence.
Do you know that the guy with the skateboard and the other guy with the pistol weren't there at the time of him shooting somebody else?
You don't they could have been. They were still working on bad information, weren't they?
They could have been running right alongside him the whole time.
But they were still working on bad information. They were mistaken, and he's allowed to protect himself.
In that environment, I would not trust anyone that said he just shot someone and chase him and get him.
Yeah.
No.
There's
absolutely
guns everywhere. There's gunfire already happening in numerous places. Yep. You don't know what's going on. Obviously, like we've had this conversation before. You don't know what you don't know. He obviously just defended his life, even if he was an active shooter just out to kill people. You don't know that, but if you're wrong and you just shoot this kid, obviously like that guy with the Glock should have done. And I mean, if you were an active shooter, you wouldn't chase him down.
He clearly had zero training because he was, oh shit, he didn't make up his mind whether he wanted to shoot the guy or not. By the time he did, it was too damn late.
Yeah. So, there's so much unknown there to be. It's just a shitty situation all around, and I don't know. There's so much division.
Moral of the story is stay the f*** out of it.
Yep.
If you don't know exactly what's going on, if you did not witness it with your own eyes, and you know for a fact that person's an active shooter.
Yep. And the biggest tell to me is would an active shooter willingly submit himself to the police, hands off firearm,
He called the police after he shot the person.
No, he called his friend.
Called a friend. That's been confirmed. He called his friend and told him he shot someone.
Yeah. He shot someone. He was scared. He didn't know exactly what
how can you blame him for that? You're 17 years old and you just shot some dude in the head. Would you not be freaking the f*** out?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, he did the right thing. No,
so
your mindset.
He didn't. I was actually doing some more reading on it. He didn't actually shoot the guy in the head. The guy got a grazing.
No, he didn't. He got shot several times.
He got shot like 4 times. He got like 1 in the hip, a couple in the chest or something, 1 in the arm, and a grazing wound.
Yeah.
But but my wife made a good point to this: is like as a parent, and I have to think about this a little more now too.
Why the hell do you let your 17-year-old?
Yeah, why is the 17-year-old kid there with a rifle, being a minor?
Yeah, it wasn't the best decision to let him go.
That to me is like that's a tough situation. Like as a parent to let your child get themselves into that situation because he's still a kid. He's still a child. At 17 years old, yes, I understand you can join the military at 17 and yada yada yada. But this isn't joining the military. This is not going to boot camp at 17. This is not that situation. To let your kid go with a rifle to a fucking known
Maybe
bad
there's
situation.
a possibility that they didn't know that he would be armed. Like I said,
I totally understand, but yeah.
I have a question. Maybe we want to continue this on a separate episode. I'm not sure, but we keep talking about avoidance and stuff like that. But at what point, not everyone can avoid this stuff.
No.
Otherwise, they just walk all over us. So at what point do you stop avoiding this and start fighting? When is the right time for that?
Yeah.
Or is there just, do you just leave that, is that up to the,
that's
like
got to be up to the individual. But
there's going to be some, I mean, if it's obviously, if you don't feel a duty? Feel a duty? Just a duty to go out and fight for this stuff, then I think, yeah, probably the right answer is avoid. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's probably the warrior mindset. And I mean, there's some people that feel compelled to serve the country and stuff like that.
There's definitely a mindset to protecting yourself, protecting others, but then there's also the mindset of I need to protect my way of life.
Mm-hmm.
I
just don't know
versus the opposition, and that's a difficult thing because at what point does it become a civil war of mindsets? We need to the whole Black Lives Matter movement and unjustified police shootings and defund the police versus this. There's a lot of other opposing mindsets to it as far as I will not comply, the Second Amendment, all that stuff. And Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and all this other bullshit. There's a huge, like a complete 180-degree mindset of.
Yeah, and I think that's a whole nother. Shoot, we could do another 3-4 episodes just on that.
All right, but I think to answer your question quickly, Box, is I think it's not so much legal action at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's determining what's legal, what's illegal. I think it's determining. Right, but I'm saying I think it's determined in your brain what you think is right and what you think is wrong and how far you're willing to take that. I think is where that stops and
be one of those
starts and stops.
Be one of those things you have to go back in time to figure out.
Speaking of back in time,
no, final. I just don't. Now I'm gonna forget it. I think it's one of those things that you can't go into it expecting not to die. You make the decision, absolutely. You go in there expecting to lose your life, and if you're not willing to lose your life, avoid it.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a valid point. But I think,
if you're not willing to die for that cause, don't go into that situation.
Yeah, that valid point, and I think we can save the rest of this conversation because it's a whole other.
Oh yeah,
we'll save this for another podcast and move right along with what we got going on here.